fantyx versus inshaa. Big switch, but I think we talked about everything Wano related, and it's time for some Steel Division. We're gonna maybe, I'm gonna make some videos tonight about Wano, but yeah, I want to cast this live game because I think this is some of the interesting newcomers, or like one interesting newcomer to Division 1 versus one of the interesting top players of Division 1 of last season. So yeah, we're gonna switch side. And inshaa versus fantyx is on. Inshaa versus fantyx. Fanty. Fanty versus inshaa. Let's go. Let's go. So inshaa on the left versus the fan, the fanta, the fanty, the fantyx. You never know. Depends on his performance. Maybe he gets his X back tonight. We will see. Maybe Fanty gets the X back. Versus our player on the left. Performing pretty well last season in Division 2. And now comes around strong here for Division 1. And it's important for both of these players because the other two, like a win here is kind of necessary because the other two people in their group are Gradryu and Gonzo. So, yeah, if you lose here, your chances of advancing are pretty low. So, yeah, we have 25th Panzer Grenadier versus 20th Panzer. On the left side, inshaa with the 25th Panzer Grenadier. A lot of rush, good artillery, a lot of good Panzer Grenadiers. IG-18s coming around as well. But on the other side, we have good amount of Panzer IVs in all their shapes, including the Panzer IV F1. One IS-2, which is key, but we have Pak 43s on the other side, I'm pretty sure, to stop that if need be. And then good AA, decent air, including cluster bomber J87 D5s, which can be super nasty. So there's not that many tanks to kit with that. And then also Panzer Grenadiers, including Panzer Grenadier DPs, which are relatively affordable versions of Panzer Grenadiers. So this should be pretty cool. This should be pretty cool. And I'm kind of hyped for it. And yeah. Live game. So, well, let's get some prediction out. 2-minute prediction because the game might start relatively soon. No, we don't. Who will win? Game 1. Fanty with 20th Panzer or inshaa 25th Instagram. 5-minute. Gamble your points away, guys. Gamble your points away. Who will win game number 1? As I'm hyped. Yeah, good stuff for Wano. Now top level Steel Division. What can you expect more out of a Friday afternoon? What more to expect out of a good Friday afternoon? So yeah, let's see. Let's see. 25th Panzer Grenadier. It's funny how there's so many haters and then also so many lovers of this division. Like, I know Fruplord, I know Theoman, inshaa. Like, there's quite a good amount of people who are like, yeah, this division is a lot of fun to play and pretty decent, actually. I mean, it has some recon cars, but then there's also the other side who's like, oh my god, this division is just not competitive at all. Oh my god, why are they playing it? So, let's see how it performs here in this matchup. inshaa, for sure, the player with currently a bit more practice. fantyx had a short break after the last season, though has played a bit lately again to obviously get warm. Division 1, not an easy spot. You can't come in completely cold into this. Yeah, Should be interesting. Maverick versus Maverick. No gamble there on either side. No gambling in new incomes since the income changed since last season. But yeah, let's see how it performs. And Panzer Grenadiers in good amounts. Stoßtruppen MP44. Not the best Stoßtruppen. Might, as they only have 5 hit points. And they might need to go down to 15 points. Like, they still have a Molotov. Molotov's got nerfed, though. Since they were created back in the day. And MP44s are also not the most amazing tool ever. So, yeah, we will see. Like 38. Right. Panzer going here in numbers. Stoßtruppen MP44. Aufklärer, IGs. Normal Stoßtruppen on the other side. These are 6-man squads versus 5-man squads. They also have a bit more firepower as they have a couple of PPSHs. If they only would be completely MP40, they would be pretty bad. But they at least have... But they are 15 points and they at least have some PPSHs giving them a bit more damage output. So they are quite decent. And... yeah. Here we go. We'll do them between the streams. Remind me, guys, but yeah, not doing them like now. Panzer Grenadiers coming up, Sturm Grenadiers coming up in the south. IG-18 coming up. And the 4 Stoßtruppen MP44. One here now. And then Panzer Grenadiers with 2-star veterancy versus Panzer Grenadiers with only 1-star veterancy on the other side. So a slight veterancy advantage there for inshaa. Martyr are some of the nice units in this deck as well. On the other side, Panzer 3L and Panzer 4F1 coming in. Pak 40 holding down the long road. Not capable of aiming in time here, it seems, to hit the Stoßtruppen and transport though. Well, I spoke too soon. They got a shot off, but don't hit. And now the Stoßtruppen are in cover. Sturm Pioneers, Panzer Grenadier and Pioneer Führer though will be somewhat capable of dealing with this. But fantyx for now giving up the flag in the south. Panzer Grenadier in the north, F1 and Panzer 3L moving up 2. IG moving forward. Sturm Pioneers around here as well. Sturm Pioneer moving through the south. 13, 11 more coming in. fantyx wanting to make sure that this forest fight is won. Stoßtruppe here, needing to disengage. Panzer Grenadier, guessing the Stoßtruppen. IG-18 now, getting some shots out there most likely. Panzer Grenadier with nice line of sight there on the Stoßtruppen. Stoßtruppen need to disengage. fantyx not doing so. Now doing so. Okay, will be saved with 1 hit point left. Panzer Grenadiers will disengage as well to not get killed off by the IG-18. IG-18 now target of an M410. A pretty cost-efficient fighter bomber with good firepower frontally as well, so you can't just go in with a fighter. Heads-ons you will lose against the M410. We're actually not that great in bombing then. Okay, not even killing the IG-18. Maybe I spoke wrong there. In my experience, they somehow performed better. Stoßtruppen MP44 around here. Panzer Grenadiers are there though. And one of them was able to engage with the MG42, and then the Stoßtruppen will have a really tough time. IG-18 moving forward. Pak 40 engaging onto the Stoßtruppen MP44. Doing some nice damage. Panzer 3L trying to help out against the MG42. Martyr is around though. Will try to retaliate onto something. Now disengaging slightly. IG-18 comes forward. Good engagements here on both sides. Good retreats. One more IG-18 spot here. Both playing with IG-18, so a unit that we don't see all the time anymore. Okay, this somehow has been stuck on the lining. Somehow, I'm not sure why. Okay, flag retaken by our player in red. getting it back to a 12-12 tie. But more Panzer Grenadiers will try to push through here, it seems. And the 2-star veterancy still on top of them. Panzer 3L engaging the Marder, getting the penetration. Marder missing with the first shot. The Panzer 3L might be able to finish this off here. Gets the kill. Was penetrated once before, but means no tanks left here for inshaa in the north. Though an IG-33 can deal some nice HE damage as well. Not shooting at the Panzer 3L though. Trying to shoot into the town, but there's actually nothing there. This is a misunderstanding here on the side of inshaa. MG42 holding the line against the Stoßtruppen, doing a good job there. Stoßtruppen getting heavily decimated. MG42 though falls before it can finish the job. Panzer Grenadier versus Panzer Grenadier action here. 2-star veterancy versus 2-star veterancy as fantyx is coming around with leaders around the map. Doing a pretty solid job there. Good leader positioning here as well. Sturm Pioneers together with Panzer Grenadiers now trying to engage into another forest. Pioneers and more Panzer Grenadiers for inshaa though should be numerous enough to hold this if engaged well. But for Sturm Pioneers, nothing to sneeze at. Nice smoke would be helpful here now. You don't just want to run straight forward. You kind of want to smoke here. As fantyx. Pioneer leader and Panzer Grenadiers also stay behind. Not a good idea. Should move forward. One Sturm Pioneer already going down. Running into MP44 fire is pretty brutal. MP44 is really good against moving targets. Not so great against static targets in cover. But against moving targets, MP44 are really, really capable. And you were able to see that there for a second. Sturm Pioneers here having a rough time. fantyx maybe needs to disengage. More Panzer Grenadiers coming in there. Should maybe be fine with the 12-12. Got a flag up in the north. Lost the flag over here now. Panzer Grenadier moving up through the valley here. The super key terrain feature of this map. The unique one. This valley with the lakes. ME410 coming in. Trying to hit the Panzer Grenadiers and the Panzerschrecks in this forest. Panzer Grenadiers and Panzerschrecks get the kill onto an SDKFZ beforehand, but 9 of them go down. BF-109 with rockets being used as a fighter here. ME410 will try to make its way out without getting killed here. But it's not the best turning plane in the game. And the BF-109 is getting behind it. ME410 in trouble. I don't think inshaa can make a turn fast enough. No, good kill here for Fanty. BF-109 can't engage, can't help out there. G2 and BF-109. G2 BR-21 though should get out. No AA around for Fanty just yet. Flak 43 coming up. There is a bit of 20mm around here though. G4 is still around. 20mm is still around as well. G2 needs to be really careful. Yeah, wants to turn to the south. As it is an attack plane, it will already have to fall back after being stunned halfway, which makes it easier to hunt down. G2 here also pretty deep. Now getting hunted by the G4. Can it get the kill onto the ME410 before it gets killed by the BF-109? Oh, yes it can, but gets killed off afterwards. But that's still an even fight and even trade, and I would say a fine trade for Fanty there as well. 12-12 continues. Interesting game. Both players seem to be pretty much on par when it comes to skill. So far, like a lot of solid engagements on both sides. I would say inshaa maybe trading slightly better, but only slightly. And the T-34 will engage onto the Panzer Grenadier, getting some good hits here. IG-33 shooting up in the north, trying to still hit the something in that town. Pak-38 should be able to easily deal with the F1 eventually. F1 with a good hit there actually though. And the Pak-38 somehow not hitting. Now it's hitting, but not killing. It actually gets killed before it gets the F1 thanks to the IG-18 intervening as well. So IG-33 has an eye on it too. More Panzer Grenadiers coming in. 12-12 is on. Stoßtruppen MP44 get the kill onto another Stoßtruppen, but only ever so slightly. Nearly going down. But Fanty had to retreat down here. Currently getting a Flak 43 up in the north. And, ooh, this is an interesting development. We see a commander coming out here on the side of our player in red. Leader tank meanwhile on the other side. Inshaa overall someone a bit lower on leader numbers. Rather picking units with high veterancy from the get-go. But has a leader tank down here as well. So Panzer Grenadiers on Inshaa's side down here are on a +3. fantyx getting back this flag here too. That's the Panzer Grenadiers. Engage over here. Pioneer leader has to disengage a bit. If this SDKZ can get into a good spot, these will go up to 3-star veterancy as well. Ooh, and ooh. Some Flammenpanzers. That's hot. That is really hot. I like it. I like it a lot. Flammenpanzer 251/16 coming around. Let's see if they can roast some infantry. I think, if I remember correctly, 25th Panzer Grenadier don't get too many Panzerfaust Panzer Grenadier cards. So infantry might get the issue later on that it doesn't have enough AT, as we are about to hit B phase. One more A phase card of Panzer Grenadier, Panzerfaust with 2-star veterancy coming in. I wouldn't expect Inshaa to have all his Panzer Grenadiers with 2-star veterancy, or if that's the case, then Fanty only needs to hold out and grind out long enough to kill off all the Panzer Grenadiers, because then the cards will, like the amount of cards will be relatively low, but still, obviously, not an easy job. Panzer Grenadiers over here need to engage, Pioneer Führer need to disengage. In the meantime, Panzer Grenadiers over here get overwhelmed. And this looks like a push that should break this position for Fanty. Guerrilla coming up in the north though. Support there. IG-33 holding the line. Stuk and Marder coming up. That's the IG-18 over here is trying its best. E-34 could move forward. Flammenpanzer for sure will do so. But another F1 comes around over here. 11-13. Marder 2 hitting the front line from the rear. Spähwagen 233 moving forward. Only the Pioneer leader alive now here. This needs to be unload over here. Yeah, that's what fantyx is doing. 13-11 now again. Flammenpanzer can hit the Panzerschreck before the Panzerschreck can fire. And keep it moving. Get the kill there. Good job. Flammenpanzer already paying off with that. Killing off the Panzerschreck there. Or nearly paying off. Pioneer Führer not quite getting the kill. Panzer Grenadiers moving forward. Flammenpanzer is now also trying to kill off the Panzer Grenadier Panzerfaust over here. Else the Pak 38 is coming around. One of them falls. Another one is hunted down as well by the Flammenpanzer. Don't want to go too deep there though. That's just 13-11 continues. As 2 flags of fantyx had been taken of Inshaa have been taken here by fantyx. But only one has been taken by Inshaa. Flag in the north falls again. But an AA piece falls to the Panzer IV F1 as well. Pak 40 in a nice spot. Not being discovered by the IG-33 just yet. And Guerrilla could be key here as well in this engagement. Aufklärer holding the line from the rear. Pioneer SVT pretty capable as well in the forest. But they're not quite going into the forest, which is an interesting choice. IG-33 trying to hit the Aufklärer. Good, really quick reaction here by fantyx. Getting the Aufklärer a bit further back, which makes it quite unlikely for the IG-33 to kill it. Not fully unlikely though, as it's still somewhat close to the edge. But if the BF-109 gets the kill onto the IG-33, it can't do that anymore. And that might happen here. We'll see. Nope, not quite getting the kill. But at least killing off 5 of the 7 squad members. Pak 40 and Panzer Grenadiers trying to hold the line here. It's only Panzer Grenadiers DPs though. And without veterancy. Meanwhile, yes, Panzer Grenadiers in B are Panzer Grenadier MG26. And they only come with 1-star veterancy here for Inshaa. So, a bit more availability, quite a bit worse performance. Luck 38 coming in for the center. And it's a hot game. It's a really hot game between these two. I'm not gonna lie, I'm hyped. BF-109 flying around, Panzer 3N hitting the Pioneer. Pak 40 coming around, Engaging MG26, engaging IG-18. Panzer 3N doing its best. Pioneer getting hit. Ooh, SDKFZ 7/1 coming around in the north. Ooh. That's a flak feeling with 1.8 damage. It's a murder machine. One of the reasons why 25th Panzer now I think it's pretty fine again. Before it had a really big weakness with AA, now it has at least these things. Though on the other side, flak 43 with 3-star veterancy, nothing easy to kill either. Well, it's Pioneer, SVT, move up. Pioneers here, get the flag. Flammenpanzer going forward. And try to move into this flag. Oh. Oh. Yeah, gets it. Nice. Well, it's down in the south. Panzer Grenadier MG26 versus DP is the fight of the dirt Panzer Grenadiers. Which one is the better dirt? I mean, DPs are cheaper, so I think they are the better ones. But when it comes to riding pure DPS, I guess they might be the better ones as well on the long ranges. MG26, though, at least are some Panzer Grenadiers that are decent in CQC as well, as the MG26 can also be used below 100 meter range, whilst more Panzer 3Ns and Panzer 4Hs come up in the rear. IG-18 here, IG-33 doing a really good job, hitting the Panzer Grenadiers pretty hard, whilst the Pioneer SVTs come out over here. Pioneer SVT over here will try to engage another Panzer Grenadier. Should be able to do the job. Good support from the rear. Whilst Took 3G should be easily taking this fight. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, but what? Or not. Maybe not. Stuk goes down. What did... Was it the Panzer 3L? Look... My eyes. Okay. What killed it? Was it really? Okay. Was it the Pak 40? I'm not sure. I feel like I missed something there. For a second. And was it Panzer Strike that got closed somehow and then got killed off? I have no clue what just happened there. Felt like a Panzer Strike was shooting, but okay. Panzer Grenadiers over here. IG-833 holding the long ranges here pretty well. Doing a good job. Panzer Grenadier under fire. Should need to disengage. Really good hit there. IG-18 trying to hold it from the other side. Guerrillas everywhere. Big booms on this transport. And that will bully the IG-33 over here. Ooh, smooth hit there. Smooth hit. Panzer Grenadier need to move forward, but halfway pinned down. And my voice is already cracking. Well, I say already. I'm streaming for 5 hours, and I'm now trying to cast the game. Panzer 3N gets the Pioneers, gets it killed. Panzer 4H trying to move forward as well. Nice off-map positioning. Ooh, that's smooth. Panzer Grenadier coming up from the rear. Should be doing some nice support here, as this is really needed. Off-map, not perfect, but I feel like this should be cancelled. Like, it was good to put it on here, but it shouldn't go through. Because it's good to, like, allow you to follow it up later on with new units. And like, ensure that you can get the reinforcements up here without getting pushed over before these arrive. But it's not hitting anything when it gets through now. So it should be cancelled. fantyx, please. This is a horrible off map. Oh no, it gets through. Okay, that will hit nothing. Maybe an IG-18 will fall. Bit of a waste of 1 out of 2 barrages that you get with a pretty strong off map bit there. But the north looks good for fantyx. fantyx in general in a pretty good spot here, showing us why he was in the semifinals of last league season. Pioneer SVT coming around here. And Panzer Grenadiers moving up as well. In general, pretty nice to see how much fantyx improved over the last year and so on. Like when I was on a hiatus, before that, fantyx was a pretty good player already, but I would not have guessed him Division 1, that he would get into Division 1 in Season 7. And by now, he's a staple of the top level. And he's showing here, currently, that he for sure is a force to reckon with. I mean, inshaa, not a pushover, as I said. Really good player as well. Played insanely well last season in Division 2. But is struggling currently. Is struggling. Panzer Grenadiers moving forward. Pioneer SVT should be able to get some kills here as well. 1410 is on. Ooh, boy. Pioneer SVT should be able to get in here. And they should be able to at least kill a single one infantry unit there. Maybe more. But, oh, I said that too early. I'm sorry there for you, KFZ and Pioneer. That's the classic caster curse. Whilst we haven't seen the IS-2, but I don't think you want to bring out the IS-2. Because, yes, the IS-2 can be powerful, but you have the perfect counter with 25th Panzer Grenadier with the Pak-43. And that might have been the reason why inshaa picked this division. To have a counter against the IS-2. I'm not sure who picked first in this. I haven't followed up with the pick and ban phase, as we got in a bit late here. After covering the new patch in 1.0, which is really hype. I'm super hyped. Like, 1.0, I think that might be the biggest step for 1.0 enjoyment in gameplay since launch, the next patch. So I'm really hyped for that. Whilst the Panzer 3N and the Panzer Grenadiers here slowly pushing forward. Panzer Grenadier on the other side also doing well. Ooh, Marder versus T-34 is for sure a pretty simple fight for the Marder, especially as the T-34 is not even in range to retaliate. So yeah, would have needed to disengage a bit earlier there. Nice kill for inshaa. That's the IG-33 in the center. Could still be pretty important to deal with this position up here. And maybe also the Panzer Grenadiers in here. And if this triangle falls, you can get a lot of flags. You can get a lot of flags here as blue side. If you can break this position with long-range fire support. Meanwhile, a small counterattack, counteroffensive is getting established here in the south. inshaa not having the capabilities to push into this section of the map. One Panzer Grenadier did penetrate the front line, made it behind fantyx lines, but shouldn't be able to do much damage there. Whilst the Flak 43 is trying to push back the Bf-109 G4. Strafing Bf-109 G4, I guess, it was a unit that was lying around, not doing anything, so you might as well use it. But it's for sure not a great strafer. Though it baited two of fantyx's planes deep into Flak 40, Flak feeling territory, which is brutal. That was a huge mistake here on the side of our red player. And that might give inshaa an opening again into getting back into this game. If this Bf-109 goes down, okay, it survives ever so slightly. If that would have fallen as well, inshaa would have had air superiority for sure, and that would have been a nice way to maybe get back in here. I mean, fantyx has good AA in this deck as well, but that would still have been an investment to make down in the south, especially as there's no AA down here at all. And maybe with some ME410s, you could break this position down here eventually. And the middle also has no AA, and this for sure is breakable with with AA. But the off-map is trying to rotate around. IG-18 trying to hold the line. Panzer Grenadiers getting overrun. So inshaa is mounting up the pressure. Trying to go for some ticks around here. Is needed, as fantyx currently is the one in the lead. Has ticked down inshaa more than inshaa has ticked down fantyx, and we playing with a time limit. 50-minute time limit. Whoever has ticked down the opponent more at the 50-minute mark will win this game. And currently that is fantyx. And the IG-33 not quite able to get a shot off, whilst the Krille is a brutal support weapon up here. Pioneers will take a lot of damage when they get hit by this. Or the Panzer Grenadiers in this case. Yeah, 4 of them getting wiped out with one shot there. Good hit. Pioneers though, still pushing deeper. And if they can break this Panzer Grenadier, they should be able to take over this flag as well. Will aim with the TNT. Will fantyx react in time? Looks like it. TNT will explode now, even stressing out the Pioneers a bit. Not killing off the Panzer Grenadier at all. IG-33 gets killed by Krille. So fantyx with some good kills and with a deep penetration in the north. Breaking the front line here of inshaa so far. Going up to 1311. And Flak feeling should be able to deal with this most likely. As it has a lot of stress damage. Though as I said that, the Panzer Grenadier getting close to stress out the Flak feeling as well. And close to getting it killed off. But Flak feeling does the job at least. Getting this flag back to inshaa. but it's still a 14-10 now for fantyx as the Pioneers fall over here. Flag goes back into fantyx's hands, and fantyx close to a 59, which would then be the way of how to win this game even before the 50-minute mark. Currently, we are getting pretty close to the 15-minute mark with the tick. Let's see if our player in blue can find a solution, as both sides are now low on income, so they have to be cost efficient from now on out, especially inshaa, I would say, as fantyx seems to have more stuff on the battlefield in general. Both divisions have a lot of relatively cheap stuff, so that's why we see so many units all across the board. And I feel like fantyx has the slightly better combined arms. inshaa, when it comes to low amount of units, seems to have a slightly better micro, like infantry 1v1 micro. In general, inshaa is a slight bit better, but the combined arms works out better for fantyx so far. And infantry micro obviously also not bad on fantyx's side, like the micro of the Panzer Grenadier here against the TNT was next to perfect as well. So inshaa in a bit of trouble. Half-tracks moving forward. AG-18 is doing a good job so far in trying to deal with them. Well, I said that it hasn't gotten a single kill yet. It's out of heat shells now as well. But the HE shell is enough to kill it. But now the half-tracks retaliate with the MG42. And pin down the IG-18. Flak helping out against infantry here at least. But the 1410 is still taking in favor of fantyx. And every tick that fantyx gets at the moment is one tick that inshaa has to get back later on in this game. IG-18 still holding the hill. Panzer Grenadiers coming out in numbers, whilst more units come from the rear. Well, I don't think anyone hates this map per se. The reason why people dislike the map obviously is the issue with alignment that you get on it. And it's a pretty tough map. Like, yes, it allows for a lot of micro, but also it forces you to micro a lot. And the middle also can be pretty frustrating. Plus, it's slightly unbalanced as well. But especially the alignment issues are something that you always have to watch out on this map. And you always have to be on your toes. People who get super pissed off when they put for the 50,000th times an AT gun here on the edge and get an alignment issue, I don't get. Like, you should just know by now that these hills are dangerous and you should watch out for it. But yeah, this map still like is kind of annoying because all of these hills have the potential of getting you the alignment issue. And whilst we're talking about it, inshaa is surrendering already. I'm not quite sure if that was the right moment already to surrender. Though fantyx obviously had mounting up the pressure. fantyx for sure in the lead, both point-wise here slightly, and on the battlefield in general when it came to position. But maybe a bit of an early surrender, though could be intentional to not get pissed off. inshaa in general more of an aggressive player, not the biggest fan of long drawn-out matches. And maybe doesn't want to get tilted here. Maybe wants to be up for game number 2 to be smooth and easy going there. And that could be... Like, these players seem to be pretty similar on skill level. And I have to say, 25th Panzer Grenadier didn't impress me much here. 20th Panzer is strong division, always has been, always will be most likely. 25th Panzer Grenadier didn't quite impress me much here. It's the first one. They have a standing of 0-0 at the moment. I think at least. Maybe I'm informed wrongly. But it's the first game. I think. I will ask. I will ask now if this was game 1 or 2. Okay. Okay. Game 1. And they're gonna play game 2 in a minute. Nice. So, yeah, I will go for a short break. My voice needs it. We'll drink a bit more water. as well. And then we will be back with game number 2 in 3 minutes or so. So, see you all as inshaa is on the left side, fantyx coming in on the right, and it's a really, really hot matchup. inshaa bringing in the first Pichotti, whilst fantyx brings in 11th SS Nordland. So big Arado 234 bombers with 1000 kilogram or 2000 kilogram of bomb load will most likely come around, and the AA and fighters of inshaa will have a tough time beating that, but IL-2s and a lot of infantry and a lot of cheap T-34s will also come fantyx way, and holding on against that onslaught is never easy. First Pichotti, for sure a top level division. Nordland more in the mid-level segment, but might be a good pick here. Sturk 4s, Panthers, IG-33s, and Pak-40s, all pretty helpful against the tools of the opponent. The only thing where I would say inshaa for sure has a big advantage is the infantry tab, and we will see how far that can bring him in this game number 2. Game number 1 going to the player in blue. fantyx taking a smooth game number 1. It was a close-edged fight, and I would expect another one of these right here, right now, as these seem to be pretty equal in skill level. And inshaa always up for some heavy aggression play. We see some PTRS already coming around, some Truzhnia CKMs to follow it up. Hopefully fantyx won't lose too many units to the PTRS. PTRS on this level mostly there for zoning, not so much for killing at the beginning. Then some might get into deeper territory later on and snipe some units on roads. But usually the beginning PTRS not super deadly anymore, but forcing the enemy to unload early is already valuable enough from a 10-point unit. And sometimes they still get the lucky snipe, and you only need to kill one 30-point unit to pay off for 3 of them. So at least when it comes to cost, it's pretty good in that regard. And yeah, this should be pretty good. And cheers to a wooden box in the chat, getting me hydrated. Thanks for that. And yeah, I'm hyped for this. And if you're on YouTube watching this and you want to get me hydrated as well, consider checking out the Twitch down below so that you get around to get me hydrated as well with some channel points, or making me do some push-ups, or making me stand up on my desk. And yeah, with that said, who will win this? So, interesting deployment here. We already see a Puma in the north. That could be pretty helpful to sniping down this road. This road can be held pretty well. The Spewagen coming up as a follow-up. Spewagen 231 over here can also do some deed. That's BA10. That would be a close matchup. If these two meet each other, it really depends on the range. It really depends on the first shot of the BA10, who will win the fight there. Well, it's a Pak 189, or also known as an M42 in Soviet service, is coming around in the center. MG42 to try to rush for the town. And yes, a lot of cheap infantry coming in the south, including the original Kani. 20-point unit for 20-man unit for 25 points. Super cost efficient. 3 DPs as well, so a lot of good firepower. Whilst on the other side, we have some Pioneers and 1 cut of Panzer Grenadiers. Defensively, solid setup. Not so great on pushing, but I don't think that's fantyx's idea on the southern flank. Focus seems to be more on the northern flank. A lot of Flammenwerfers getting ready on this road. That indicates a push into this town. And we will see if inshaa is ready for that. Usually you can't fully stop them from getting in here, but you can usually keep them from getting over to the second part of the town when you get some nice units set up around here. And then they only will capture this flag. And then you can try to cut off the reinforcements into this town with all these tree lines, and then slowly but surely get the flag back. That you lose the flag at the beginning is usually something that you can't stop. But on the other hand, it's also pretty hard for the blue side to stop it when the red side comes in from over here. Try to stop flamethrowers from getting in here as well. So this is relatively balanced as well. BA10 coming up, Dejan Jolgovi in the now buffed M3A1s with 800 rounds instead of 400 rounds. So they can fire for quite a while with their 50 cal. Really good at stressing out infantry. Decent at killing it as well, but not amazing. Whilst, yes, fantyx is fully focused on the north. The focus on inshaa's side seems to be a bit more balanced, but a slight bit more to the south so far. So deployment isn't fully finished yet. An Su-57 versus Puma engagement could be quite dope. It's pretty on the edge who wins that. Though Su-57, I guess, has slightly higher chances. But it's higher accuracy on the side of the Puma. And versus Su-57 with better rate of fire. Okay, got replaced by a Dushka carrier. A decent unit as well. 20-point support unit with recon. And a decent amount of direct firepower. BA-10 with the 2 DTs by now also decent at fire support once more again. They were pretty bad before that, but since the buff of the DT last patch, everything with 2 DTs is quite helpful at dealing with infantry once more. And this is lining up to be an interesting early game of this game number 2. Ooh, Frost Grimes. Getting me to stand up. We're gonna do that. But this game is starting. Okay, 2 supporting this whole endeavor. They're only costing 10 point each. If they force out a fighter, they kind of paid off already. If they don't do that, the enemy has to live with getting scouted all the time. Let's get ready to rumble. Ooh. Okay. Message to the chat. Hope you're ready as well. fantyx is, it seems. And fantyx is bringing in a lot of flamethrowers all around the center. Yes, we'll try to go for this. While on the other side, the PTRS going pretty deep. fantyx will get some Panzer Grenadiers up there. Has to be careful. PTRS getting pretty deep. PTRS over here shouldn't be too dangerous. One in the south could do some damage. 231 will try to kill it. Will not be successful though. PTRS now able to shoot at it. 231 will now engage on it. Got penetrated there a couple times. Will die. Pioneers though should be able to kill it. Meanwhile in the north. Oh no. Oh no. I was talking beforehand how usually PTR is not too successful here. They wiped out all the Panzer Grenadiers that came this way. fantyx got some units in here, but will lose the north most likely completely. Only the MG42 was able to get out. PTRS killing off 4 transports there. Big loss there for fantyx in the north. Will have to replace that with the next couple of minutes of income. That will reduce this push, but the push is working out here so far. Though at the same time, inshaa's push in the south also relatively successful. Po2's helping out with good scouting as well. Speerwagen replacing the one lost in the south. Speerwagen's helping out from the rear can be quite good here. IG-18, good positioning there. fantyx keeps up the pressure in the north. Dushka under fire, gets pushed back. Should be killed off, whilst BA-10 and Strelky will overwhelm the MG-34. Panzer Grenadiers coming up. But yeah, the loss of the north is big. inshaa up to a 59 now, with these flags captured over here and 2 flags in the north, whilst losing the 2 flags around here. Flamethrowers trying to hold the flag over here as well. IG-18s now helping out against the Druzhnia. 2 of them should be able to deal with that quite easily. Yes, they get the kill there. Could also be helpful on the town. Trying to engage from over here as well. Scouting plane, though, helpful with dealing with the MG. And the AT gun there. BA-10 still in the rear. Now on the hunt for the Speerwagen over here. And this is already a really intense game. Panzer Grenadiers in the north get caught out by the BA-10. Puma on the way from the other side. 1311 is on. But a couple more Pioneers try to get in. Into the town from the side. Po2 though, seeing all of it. Really good investment there by inshaa. These 20 points giving a lot of intel to our player in red. And inshaa for sure looking hotter at the moment, but the game ain't over just yet. And fantyx's push here for now still working out, but inshaa can send reinforcements this way. T-70 on the way. So the units here have to bunker in. Puma maybe able to snipe this. T-70 has less range than the Puma. So the Puma could be up to kill it from the distance. Puma over here has to be careful against the BA-10. Panzer Grenadiers currently disengaging. Something up this hill maybe could be helpful. But the north for sure is a problematic situation, just like this town is for fantyx at the moment. Center going well. IG-18's helping out a lot. But this situation can't stay this way. PTRS moving forward could be brutal once more. Okay, fantyx not going too deep with these Panzer Grenadiers. Seems to have a good spot for unloading. Hasn't given them the unload command just yet though. And has to micro all across the board. It's a lot of stress for both players here right now. There's a lot of action all around the map. Puma here gets sniped by the SIS-3. And this really is a Division 1 game when it comes to how much action is going on. Both sides stressing each other out. Ooh, Panzer Grenadiers then decided to go deeper, and as the front line moved further forward, they thought there was space, but the PTRS doesn't affect the front line and wasn't spotted and was able to get the kill. At least the Stuk 4 will now get the kill onto it, but still, losing 2 more Panzer Grenadiers to PTRS is a big loss. PTRS overall so far the most cost-efficient unit here for sure, for inshaa by far. Paying off that big is not something that we see every day in Division 1 and for sure is quite brutal. And forces fantyx now to trade even more efficiently with the rest of his units, and currently really not looking hot for fantyx. Game, as I said, not over, but for sure chances currently quite a bit higher for inshaa here. M42 though, trying its best to get some damage out onto the T-34E. And T-34E not able to retaliate yet, just yet. Puma got the BA-10 at least around here. More infantry and an IG-18 coming in to try help out. PTRS are still around though, so you gotta be careful. You want to stop the 59 fleet at least though. You maybe can play the long game here as fantyx, but you really can't allow a 59 with that, as that will kill you off too quickly. So you kinda need to stop that bleeding. Gets to a 1311 now. Panzer Grenadier comes in. The other one here has to be careful. Needs to unload in time. Oh no, wants to go too far. Okay, unloads now before the PTRS can get the snipe. Panzer Grenadier get pinned down here by the Maxim. IG-18 helping out against the PTRS. Puma trying to finish that off. That's another Panzer Grenadier comes in from the rear. Stuk coming up the northern way as well. Stuk 4 really effective against T-34. T-34 have an absolute pain of a time of trying to penetrate the Stuk 4's frontal armor, whilst the Stuk 4 usually always penetrates the T-34s when it hits. It also outranges them, so in general a pretty cost-efficient counter to them. Pioneers over here though, getting pinned down, and the southern flank is in shambles. Panzer Grenadier here maybe could get a kill onto the Dushka. Not moving in that direction though. Saperjis versus Panzer Grenadiers will win in deep forest as well. And inshaa is looking like the southern flank of fantyx will be the way to victory for him. 17-7 currently. If the 18-6 comes up, fantyx needs to do something really, really quick. 17-7 already pretty painful though. Only 13 minutes remaining, and obviously every second you bleed here means that you need to come back even faster, even harder later on, because you need to take the enemy back later on. But the question is if there will ever be a tick again here for fantyx at the moment, as inshaa's pressure stays up. And that's why inshaa is such a scary player. If you give him a slight advantage, like giving him 4 Panzer Grenadiers for free, he will use it against you, and he will be relentless in pushing you down. And that's what happened here so far. And fantyx desperately trying to get something into the gear of inshaa's push, but it's really hard to stop this once it's going. IG-18's here, doing a decent job. Stuk 4 at least holding the road. Panzer Grenadier here should be able to deal with this, with any infantry units coming its way here pretty well as well, but the northern situation ain't great. T-34 here maybe goes down. Stuk in a good spot to deal with that. Can't get another shot off though. Panzer Grenadier will get hit hard. SIS-3 gun trying to come up to deal with the Stuk. T-34 should retreat further. Yes, is doing so, as the Stuk is trying to come around. Panzer Grenadiers get pinned down once more. Units over here are starting to die as well. Fantyx Grenadiers get overwhelmed by Strelky LKM. And both can't use their MGs at the moment. Legend Govies will join them as well though. And yeah, the infantry engagements in Light Forest and Forest are just so tough for Fantyx. And losing 4 infantry units that would have helped in that scenario already that early on doesn't make it easier. Wolf, nice strafing plane here. Pretty good decision, I would say, from Fantyx to try to get this around. Can be quite helpful here in these fights. Gets the flag up on the hill at least. IG and Stuk doing a good job. Stuk for sure absolutely important. Losing that would be quite painful. It seems like Fantyx is out of infantry though right now for A phase. And that is quite rough. We still have 40 seconds more till B phase arrives. 17-7 is ticking at the moment. And 18-6 is not that far off. This flag or this flag could fall and then it would be an 18-6. And both of these flags are pretty close to doing so. Stuk gets a kill onto a T-34. The other T-34 is bouncing. As I said, chances are that they will do that more quite often. Yeah, another T-34 bounce here. T-34 trying to get closer, trying to get a better shot, but gets penetrated by the Stuk in retaliation. IG-18 trying to help out as well. And T-34 can't reload before the Stuk gets the kill. And here you really can see why the Stuk is such a good counter. inshaa saying VTF. Yeah, I had scenarios with that like that before with T-34s versus Stuks. And now the Focke-Wulf also pinning down the Sis-3, so Sis-3 can't finish off the job either. But the 18-6 is real. 18-6 is up. And the Yak-1B also trying to finally kill off the Focke-Wulf. Focke-Wulf at least forced back. More units now coming in as B phase arrives. Infantry is on the table again for Fantyx, but flag is needed. You need to get the flag back quickly. 4 minutes 41 is a super duper low amount of time to try to get back in here. And the bleed also takes away your health bar so quickly. And it will be painful even to get this take back even if Fantyx survives here. But the survival is on the line already. Setting up some forces around here. For sure, these flags should be the easiest and the first to retake, like the flag over here. Fantyx Grenadiers, I think, are going for that. Pioneers will come in here as well. Strelky LKM might be able to use their PTRD on this. Okay, they're using the PTRD on the SDKZ. Fantyx Grenadiers will get the flag. Okay, 7 minute 83 at least. Not a lot of time either, but at least a bit more. And more infantry swarming in the north. But you kind of need to take the south back as well. And taking that back will be quite bloody. You maybe could do it from coming back through these 3 flags and then trying to move south. But it won't be easy at all. Especially not against a player of inshaa's caliber. A super strong defensive player like inshaa. And inshaa overwhelms the position over here as well. Gets the flag here. Even will threaten the flag over here. IG-18 not in the spot to help out. And the 18-6 is on once more. So this flag here needs to fall really quickly now as well. And the Original Kani helping out a lot with the pressure. SDKFZs trying their best with the 20 mil. Strelky LKM over here most likely will fall. Stuk 4 still holding strong. Another Stuk 4 in the center. But the flag over here hasn't been taken. Flag over here hasn't been taken. And the M30 howitzer here is in a pretty good spot to deal with any armored units that come along as well. SDKFZ trying to deal with the BA-10. Spawn gets captured in the south. Not something we see too often in a Division 1 game, but Fantyx got pressured so hard and inshaa is always someone to go really deep. And now Fantyx only has 3 spawns left. Can't reinforce in the south. Makes it more predictable for inshaa where the units come from. Makes it easier to deal with reinforcements of Fantyx. And Fantyx is in a tough spot. Stuk coming in. SDKFZ tries to maybe deal with the units around here. Doesn't have a counter here at the moment. T-34 and BA-10 a bit out of position. SDKFZ here really doing a good job. Ooh, the Saperi is even running there. Taking quite a bit of damage. Halftrack could be killed by it. And then the spawn would be opened again. As there's some like initial push out of the spawn automatically. So if there's no red units around, it will automatically fall back into blue's hand. But 17-7 is on. So fantyx has a bit more time, but really not that much, even on the 17.7 at this stage. Only 4 minute 34s. The ticks on the 18.6 have taken the health bar already pretty low. And 17.7 is still a relatively fast tick and still quite far away from a slower tick, which would be a 14.10. Pioneers trying to deal with the Dushka truck here, but Dushka truck pretty good at pinning it down. You don't want to get these units pinned down, otherwise this flag will fall again. But the Dushka truck from the other side is helping against that as well. And fantyx bringing more reinforcement into this town. Might be a good idea to try to get this flag. More Panzer Grenadiers coming in from all the sides, but a lot of anti-tank guns in position by now on the side of inshaa as well. Pioneers getting pretty close to this town. Once gets sniped in transport though, which is pretty tough. Stuk helping out big time. Pioneers getting pinned down really quickly though. Strelke LKM and Saperity Rocks for DPs and a lot of SVT fire onto the Pioneers. Pioneers already pretty low. Sys 3 also now coming in with some direct fire. Stuk moving to the south. SDKFZ got some damage. Stuk gets the BA-10 though. And fantyx for sure fighting back. But I feel like time is too much on inshaa's side here. If fantyx would have maybe 5-6 minutes more, I could see it, but I don't see it in 3 minutes to get back to a 12-12 here. Or anytime soon to a single tick that would give him a bit more time afterwards. So, yeah, I feel like these two players most likely will share the points here. SDKFZ trying to hunt down what's around here, but it doesn't have 20mm ammo anymore. Stuk 4 is following it up. Well, bursting the bubble here would be good enough already, as then this will automatically collapse and give the spawn back to fantyx. Still needs to push through here though, and obviously inshaa isn't idle, bringing in more reinforcements from the rear. Units over here of fantyx get surrendered as well. Don't get through. Stuk Force really doing an amazing job, but everything else not quite up to the task. And the kills of the PTRS just allowed a nice snowball here from inshaa throughout the game. And running into Original Kani and Saperity Rocks in defensive positions. As I said from the get-go, the infantry of fantyx ain't great in offensive warfare. And it really shows here. And this is kind of tough. No AA in the north either, so the IL-2 will have an easy time and fantyx surrenders. Game number 2, giving it to inshaa, and both players will split points 1-1. So yeah, GGVP to inshaa here in game number 2. What a series between these two. Like, both pretty enjoyable games, I would say. inshaa really showing why he is so scary, why he is the Division 1 player in this game number 2 against fantyx. But fantyx in both games showed quite good micro, showed us why he is a Division 1 player as well. Obviously, the slip up at the beginning of game number 2 costing him dearly. And yeah, strong, grindy micro in game number 1, getting through there through inshaa, allowing it to be a 1-1 tie, which isn't really helping either of these players a lot, because that means you need to kind of win against Gonzo, or at least Quadro U, and then hope that the results are in your favor, because with a win and a draw, moving on ain't safe. So this could be interesting. But yeah, you kind of want at least a draw then against Gonzo, and then maybe a win against Quadro U to advance. Like, that should be enough, but that won't be easy either. Yeah. So, thanks for... Yeah, that's it with casting for today, I think. And also with streaming. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed casting this. I hope you enjoyed watching it as well. And Wano should also be great. Like, the looking at the Wano patch and so on was a lot of fun as well. My table costed me, my desk costed me, I think, $200 or euros. I think it was 200 euros. It's not that expensive. Like, I paid a bit more because I also got the desk plate with it. But if you have a desk plate on your current desk that you think is fine, then you can just use that and mount it on top. I just wasn't sure about the size of mine working, and I also didn't like my previous one, so I also got a new desk plate, which was a bit too expensive. Like, that cost me an extra $80, I think, and it's not worth $80. But yeah. Chaos vs. Gonzo tonight, but yeah, my voice is cracking like crazy already. Like, I can't cast another game. Plus, I don't want to cast another live cast. I don't want to do another live cast. Because if I would do that, we would have a lot of downtime again. I don't think, like, one live cast is fine, especially as we went into game number 1 when it already started, so we didn't have to wait there. And the downtime in between was also pretty fine. Like, inshaa and fantyx were pretty good on the speed in between, so that's nice. But yeah. Yeah, great game. Thanks for those players to playing here. Thanks for fantyx once more to jumping in as a replacement for our our injured AS. Bit of a shame that AS couldn't play this season, but I mean, we have a great, amazing replacement with fantyx. So yeah, we're engaging games to watch for sure, and I'm really looking forward to Wano patches. We will most likely be we will be back tomorrow afternoon. We will do a co-op stream with a certain Ace hero, who is a company of